Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. Good day. We are at one of the Youngevity's sites here. Pulling this up so you can see it. Youngevity Ambassador Presentation page. And we're going to have this guy host. And he is a 5-star. And this is a diamond, this gal. Imagine above a 5-star, a diamond. I don't even know their ranking. Here goes.
Can sit back, be comfortable, be distraction free for the next 30 minutes and really take this in. This is some valuable information that completely changed my life, and I really feel that it will change your life as well. We have two incredible presenters this evening, and our first presenter is an amazing, amazing woman. She's someone I've got to know over the past 5-6 years. She's a diamond ambassador with the company. Her husband, Louis Ariaza, is absolutely amazing. Her name is Avelia Ariaza, and she has some great achievements in life. You know, not only she become a diamond ambassador here at Youngevity, but she won an amazing award. She's actually the Woman of the Year, and she was named that by Univision, which is an incredible honor. And once you get to meet her and see her speak, you're going to know why she was named Woman of the Year. And really her biggest accomplishment and what she's most proud of and what we all love her for here at Youngevity is the wife and the mother she's become. I mean, she's created an incredible family and just has a true heart and someone who really, truly, genuinely wants to help people. So I hope you give her your undivided attention. And without further ado, here's Avelia Ariaza.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And thank you for everything you do for us. For those of you that are joining us on Facebook Live, welcome. This amazing presentation that you're going to see was put on by Paul. He does all of this work for all of us here at Youngevity. And so, Paul, I want to thank you for your work and your leadership. And thank you for that beautiful introduction. And like Paul said, my name is Avelia Ariaza, and here at Youngevity, I am called a Diamond Ambassador. But I wasn't always a Diamond Ambassador. You know, I feel so blessed to connect with you today via technology. I'm here in my beautiful home in sunny Southern California. We've had a great day today, and I just feel so blessed to have this opportunity that I could speak to all of you from different parts of the world, wherever you're connecting from, because I know there's Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines, all over Mexico, Colombia. Please drop us a note where you're connecting with us from. We'd love to go back and read it where everybody visited us from. And so I didn't always have this opportunity to work from home, to, you know, I live in an 8,000 square foot home on beautiful 5 acres in California, where most of the time it's sunny, but that is not who I am or why I'm here. Now, what gave me the honor of presenting before you today is the fact that I'm an ambassador, and all that lets you know is that I'm qualified and prepared to share this information for you. However, my father always told me that in life, it's much more important who we are than what we are. And, you know, what I am is I'm the youngest of 7 children. I was born to immigrant parents who came to this country with the dream of opportunity. And as a child of an immigrant, the goal is to become educated, right? Parents tell you, get an education so that you don't have to be a laborer. And so I bought that plan. I have a degree from a private university in international business with an emphasis on applied management. But before all of that happened, right, when I was a little girl, I had a really great childhood and a really happy childhood up until I was about 10 years old. And when I was 10, my father unfortunately became an alcoholic. And if any of you have ever dealt with addiction in any form, whether it be drugs or alcohol, with somebody you love, you know what that means. And so our lives were my childhood was completely radically changed, the lives of my family. And to make a very long story short, I've been in trash bins looking for food. I've stood as a teenager in lines at a food bank. And so I share this with you so that you can see who I am, and not just my title here as an ambassador, which qualifies me to speak to you, but it's not my story and it's not my heart. And I want you to know that, I want you to see that everything we're going to share with you today, that it is possible for us, that it is possible for you too. You know, I find myself today, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and like Paul said, I received amazing accolades and I've done some pretty cool things with my life. First of all, because of the favor and the grace that God has had in my life. And secondly, because I worked really hard and never been afraid to take risks. And when I've seen opportunity, I've known how to seize it. Like I mentioned earlier, I have an education, right? As a Latina, the thing that you're always told is to get an education and then to marry a good man, right? But I had it in my mind that I would not get married until I had my degree. So I got my degree in May and then I got married in June, right? A whole month later, but I was like, I am the first college educated person in my family, and I will not get married and pregnant and do all that before I have my degree. And so I was able to do that. And then I married this amazing man that some of you may know, named Dr. Luis Ariaza, who is the love of my life, also an ambassador here at Youngevity. And together we built some very successful clinics. We had 7 chiropractic clinics and we did really well. And so in our lives, as a child, I had highs, I had lows. And as an adult, I had many highs and some lows. And those lows, one of those lows brought us here to Youngevity, which was the greatest blessing that has ever happened to us. It led us here to Youngevity, to this amazing company, which allows us an opportunity, like I talked to you about earlier, an opportunity to not only transform our lives, but to transform the lives of literally hundreds of thousands of people. So I'm going to share a message with you today that I hope you open your hearts and you open your minds. Someone invited you to this live. Someone invited you to listen to us. And it's not a coincidence. I want you to know that I am here to bring you a message, that Denise and I are here to bring you a message of hope, a message of opportunity, a message of change, and that if you so willing, open your hearts and your minds, that your life too could be transformed like ours. And so here at Youngevity, right, we have you've been asked to look at Youngevity. And so what is important? What is one of the most important things, right, in choosing the right partner for you? Because if you're choosing to try our products, or if you're interested on the business side, what is important is that you ask yourself 5 questions, right? And choosing any business, because if you partner with someone, you want to make sure that this company is going to be around in the long time to support your needs. And so when you have to look at the solidarity of the company, the products of the company, do the products work? Because if the products don't work, then nothing else makes sense. The comp plan does not matter. The pay plan, right? The compensation, because if you're working hard, you deserve to get paid for your efforts. And how much training and support are you going to get? Is there someone in the company who's going to be able to teach you? Because, for example, when I came to network marketing, I didn't even know what the word meant. And so had someone not taught me how this industry works, then I wouldn't have been successful. Just like in any trade, if you go in, you have to know how that profession works. And also timing and leverage. What it is that, getting into something at the right time. Next. Okay, Youngevity has been around for 21 years. It is located in Chula Vista, California. There you see our headquarters, and we want to show you, we have this big building that's stacked with products from ceiling, from bottom to ceiling. We have a lot of other locations throughout the world, but our main headquarters is here in Chula Vista. And next, and also when looking at Youngevity, it is important to point out that we are a publicly traded company. If you could go to the next slide, please, Paul. There we are. We are a publicly traded company, and it is Very important. The leadership of a company is of utmost important. And I want to point out to you that here you can see Steve and Michelle Wallach, our CEO and our COO, people that I immensely respect. They are not only our CEO and our COO, but they are founders of this company. And I think that it's really important to point out when there's a founder, owner, CEO, because the company is run with passion, with belief, with legacy. And that's what you find here at Youngevity. And off to the right, we have our president and CFO, Dave Brisky, and his beautiful wife, Sunshine Brisky, who is the chairman of the Be the Change Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that is funded through the sales of many of our products here at Youngevity. And it is amazing good all over the world. And that we contribute and we help to many organizations that you know, like the American Red Cross, the Wounded Warrior Project. And so these two couples are at the forefront of Youngevity, leading the way for all of us. And why is that important? It is super important because you want to know that you're getting involved with a company that has leadership, that has integrity, and that is going to lead the company in the direction that is profitable and productive. And so the next slide here, like I mentioned, we are publicly owned, and what that means is transparency. So that should excite you. Here is a picture when last January, 2 years ago, we were on Wall Street when Youngevity went public. You see there on the right-hand side of the screen, the red jacket with the Chanel brooch. That is me raising my hand. Like, that picture should give you hope. I am a girl born in East LA that has picked trash, that has stood in food bank lines, and I rang a bell on NASDAQ. Why? Because of the favor of God, because of hard work, and because I partnered with a company that was able to transform my life. And that is what we're here to share with you today. And so here you can see how Youngevity was in Wall Street and in the middle of Times Square. It was amazing. Thank you, Paul. I know it like 10, so I decided to go back to that. Look at that. And you see where it says better health, like our pictures, my picture, my husband's picture was up there. Like, that's where Janet Jackson's picture goes up in Madonna, and right. And you see Amazon and Starbucks. You can look behind on the ticker behind us in the picture, and there we were. And that should excite you, because what that represents is something that is tangible and possibility. And so, of course, Youngevity, none of Youngevity would be around, and none of Youngevity would be possible without our founder, Dr. Joel Wallach, who is, I was just with him 2 days ago at our corporate office in Chula Vista. The beautiful man you see there is almost 80 years old, and he outworks all of us. I mean, I'm almost half his age, and he outworks everybody. He speaks more than 300 times a year. I mean, after the Zoom, I'll probably like need a cup of coffee or a pollen burst, right? And imagine that, speaking 300 times a year. He has a degree in agriculture. He has a degree in veterinary medicine. Okay, not just like any veterinarian. He's not like a veterinarian in like cats and dogs. He was a veterinarian of large and exotic animals. He was on Marlin Perkins' Mutual of Omaha, which back in my day was like the only safari show on TV. He is the author of Dead Doctors Don't Lie, which has been sold millions and millions of copies. He has it on CD and on book. He is a pathologist. So that's really important to know, because Dr. Wallach, a pathologist, is someone who studies disease. He's done over 3,000 autopsies, 2,000 of those on human beings. And so what does that tell us? He understands the earth. He understands soils. He understands animals. He's a doctor of naturopaths, okay? And then he's a pathologist. He's a scientist. He's an author. He's been nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. The list goes on and on. So I think that you can tell that he's quite qualified. So Dr. Wallach tells us that there are 90 essential nutrients that the body needs, and that every living thing cannot function without our 90 essential nutrients. Next slide, please, Paul. And so here we have the 90 essential nutrients. Okay, we have 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 fatty acids. These 3 beautiful products that come in this beautiful little box is everything that your body needs. You know, Dr. Wallach always tells us, give your body what it needs and it can do amazing things. And this Tuesday that I was with him, he said something that really impacted me. You know, I used to think, okay, we love our modern world, right? We live in a modern world, but that modernization has come at a cost. And so now we live in an era of supplementation. We have to take our supplements to get our nutrition because our soils are completely depleted. I was born in the 70s, and when I was born, if I ate one apple, today I have to have 14 apples to have the same equivalency of nutrition that it did back in the 70s. Why? Because our soils are depleting, because jet fuels, because herbicides, because pesticides, our food can no longer grow with the nutrients, with the enzymes that it needs. And Dr. Wallach said, he said, you know, we don't take supplements to supplement our body. We take supplements to nourish our body, and we eat food to supplement our body. And that really captured my attention because I hadn't ever thought of it that way. And I said, he is so correct, because it is impossible. You could put organic food, grass-fed beef on a table, and it will not give you the vitamins and minerals that you will see here in this healthy start pack that we call the healthy body pack. Next slide, Paul, please. Here, I'm going to share with you a little bit of our 3 core products, right? This is Dr. Wallach's life work here. 40 years of his sacrifice, of his tears, of his knowledge. I mean, the man has worked for NASA. He's been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. I think that highly, highly qualifies him. These products here are complete. I think that what makes Youngevity propriety, what makes us different, is that we have Dr. Wallach. No one compares to him. And we have something that is complete. If you try to go to any health food store and buy just the ingredients that are in this, what we call tangy tangerine, that has that orange cover on it, you would spend a few $100s just trying to buy the same quality ingredients that are in there, because something that is also important to note is the source of where your vitamins and minerals come from. For example, did you know that vitamin C could come from the urine of a camel? Right? You probably didn't know that. And so knowing the source, knowing that Youngevity has pristine organic mines in Utah where all of our minerals come from, is very important. This is a 100% complete product that has everything that you need. You know, our calcium has calcium, magnesium, boron. Dr. Wallach has synthesizes so that it could recreate cartilage in the body, so that the body could restore itself. You know, I got in a car accident 2 years ago. I tore my left rotator cuff. The orthopedic surgeon said, you know, Valerie, we have to do surgery. And I said, no, I have hopes, because my tendon was still hanging on by a little bit, but it was hanging on. I said, it could restore itself, because Dr. Wallach said, if there is blood flow and you give the body what it needs, the body could restore itself. And so I didn't have surgery. My rotator cuff healed. Why? Because if you give the body all the building blocks that it needs, the body could perform the way God intended it to. None of these products cure anything. It's not like it cured my torn rotator cuff. It just gave my body the ability to build what it needed. And so some people tell me, oh, you know, Valerie, I take vitamin C or vitamin D, for example. Like right now, vitamin D is so popular. And even when you go to the doctor, they talk about vitamin C deficiencies because people aren't going outside anymore. People are obsessed with their TVs and their, you know, all their devices. And so everybody's deficient in vitamin C, in vitamin D, that is. And it's just not enough, because how do you know what your body needs one day that it may not need another day? For example, I have 3 sons. You know, I have 3 sons, Fabian, Julian, and Adrian, and 18, 12, and 10. All play football. So I'm on a football field all the time. And so on Friday, I may need less vitamin D. I may need more vitamin D than I did on Monday, because I spent all weekend out in the sun. And did you know that, for example, calcium, people are like, oh, well, you know, I take calcium. Did you know that your body cannot absorb calcium without the presence of vitamin D, right? That certain vitamins need cofactors. And so all of that is so complicated. Like, who wants to remember that? Or how are you going to be testing your blood or your saliva or your hair follicles every day to see what your body is deficient in? Because depending on your levels of stress, on what you ate, on how you slept, all of that changes. So that's why Dr. Wallach designed the Healthy Body Pack, so that it could give our body everything that we need every single day. And it takes out the guesswork, because guess what? Some people are like, well, oh, that's like so much. Why do I have to give my body the omegas and the calcium and all the vitamins and minerals? Because that's what your mitochondria is made out of. The mitochondria in your cells is not made up of Tylenol, aspirin, cortisol, painkillers, antibiotics. It's not made up of that. So if we give the body what it needs, the body is resilient and the body could respond. And because the body is always changing, just give your body what it needs every day and your body will utilize it appropriately. Next slide, please. Okay, so here at Youngevity, like I said, the Healthy Start Pack, that is where we begin and we end. Whether you're healthy or you're not well, and we're trying to help you get well, that is Dr. Waller's life's work. That is what makes us different. That is what makes us complete. And that is our sourcing and the purity of our product is second to none. You will find the Healthy Start Pack in all of these 4 packs that you see here. And we call them CEO packs. Now, I like to call them family packs because as a mother of 3, and then I also take care of my mother who's 92 years old, my mother-in-law who's 88 years old, and they both live here. One's Mexican, one's Salvadorian. So as you can imagine, pray for me because on most days they fight more than the kids do, but we wouldn't have it any other way. And so I like these packs because they have enough product in them for the family. So I kind of call them family packs, right? The company calls them a CEO pack. And we have 4, whether you're looking to lose weight, whether you're looking to, we have one that has hemp products that help with mental clarity, with pain. We have one that has a lot of antioxidants with the product called Z-Radical. We have another that has a liver detox. So these are 4 of our most popular CEO products. Whichever one that you're looking for, they all contain the Healthy Body Start Pack because all of our bodies need that. So whichever one of these 4 you choose, it is going to be beneficial for you, and I recommend it because you can join our family, which is purchasing one product, but then that wouldn't be enough for you to share with your family. And that wouldn't set you up properly if you decided to share the products and maybe even build a business. Most people start at Youngevity just looking for better health. And if that's you, thank you. Great. We want you to be our customer. We want you to try our products. And then there's people like myself who came to Youngevity in a really low point in our life where we needed income and we needed income fast because we had a big family and a lot of people depended on us. And that's what separates Youngevity. These CEO packs allow you to participate in something that's called coding, which a dear mentor of mine is going to share with you. And coding is what differentiates the compensation plan of Youngevity from all of those in the market. And so I hope that you open your mind to the possibility that's going to come to you, and that you are willing. Remember, I talked earlier on about taking risk, and that most of the success that I've had in my life is not because I'm smart, not because I know all the right things, but it's because I haven't been afraid to take risk and to learn and be led. And so I have the great honor, and I'm super excited to share the platform. Even nervous I am to introduce to you to my mentor. She is a Black Diamond ambassador here at Youngevity. Like herself, we build a business with our husbands. But isn't this amazing that we're married women, but we're also independent businesswomen. And here you are not in business by yourself, right? Because you have all of us. And
So there's evidently a black diamond. And I don't know what a diamond, the difference between a diamond is and a black diamond. I don't know their compensation structure. But obviously, there's more money to be made on larger purchases, larger profits. I'll find out more as I go along. This is my 2nd or 3rd day in making videos on this, so let's find out more about what's going on. She's going to introduce this other gal to us.
So I'm excited that you're going to get to meet my mentor, who is a Black Diamond. She is an amazing businesswoman. She is a mother of 3 grown children. When you see her, you're going to think, how does she have grown children? Okay, because she looks like she's 25 years old. She has done a lot of amazing things. She is recognized not just here in our company in Youngevity, but all through the industry as one of the most powerful women in network marketing. Take notes, pay attention, because I promise you that the information she's going to give you will change your life if you so allow it to. Just the way that it changed my life. I hope to see you again, and I hope that you pay attention to Denise, because like I said, I promise you her information is going to change your life. Denise,
Oh,
so happy to be here.
All right, so who is this? Denise, is it? It looks like this might be Tom Chenault's wife. I'm not sure.
hello, Avelia. So happy to be here. Thank you for your such kind words. And I was thinking as you were speaking, one of the things that I love most about this profession is that we get to be in business with who we choose. You know, it's like I overhear people talking all the time, like at restaurants or something, and people are talking about how much they, not only do they hate their job, but they hate the people that they work with. And I just think life is too short, right? It's too short to hate people that you work with, 8, 9 hours a day. And I think it's such a blessing to be able to choose who you go into business with. And so I am honored to be here today. And thank you, Avelia. You are extraordinary. And I feel like we're sisters. So I am really honored to be here today and to be able to show you why I'm so excited about Youngevity and about the pay plan that we have in Youngevity. Next slide, Paul. So I grew up in the mountains of Evergreen, Colorado, and I have a younger sister. My parents are both teachers. And so growing up, this is the plan I heard. I heard the 40-year plan over and over. And the 40-year plan is this: you go to school, you get a good education, you get a good job, you work for 40 years, and then you retire, right? And there's a little bit of a problem with that these days. Here's the problem. Number one, we all know that there's no such thing as security in the workplace anymore, right? The other thing is that on the average, people change jobs at least 7 times during their lifetime. And our benefits have been reduced or eliminated. And if you don't work, you don't get paid. So if something happens in your family or with a relative and you're not able to go to work, then you don't get paid. So we'd like to show you a better way so that you can see here. We would like for you to be able to say that you're in the top 5%, that you're either wealthy or financially stable, right? And so out of 95% of Americans who are still working, out of 95% of people at age 65, 62% are broke or 28% have passed away. That's just a horrific slide, I think. So we have a better way, we do believe. Paul, next slide. So no, you can go on. That's good. Thank you. So what's cool about Youngevity is that once you get involved as a business, we have multiple streams of income in our pay plan. And the slide, you can see that's actually a picture of me standing next to my Tesla. That was the first Tesla that I had, and I've now had 2 of them because I love that car so much. And you can see we have a car bonus, and that may or may not appeal to you. I don't know. But let me just tell you that Tesla is a far cry from where I came from. I remember I graduated from the University of Colorado, and I was married 6 months later. And about 4 years after that, I had a little baby boy. And I was married very young, obviously. And shortly after that, when my son was about 2.5, I got divorced. And I was a struggling young mom who I had no other means of supporting myself other than what I brought in. And so I was selling shampoo for a hair care company, and it was 100% commission job. And it was horrifying. But it really taught me that, first of all, it's all about selling. Selling is really not about selling. It's about creating relationships. And there was a certain point when there was a lot more month than there was money, if you get my drift. And I had this Honda Accord that was about, it was probably about 8 months old. And I was 3 months behind in paying the payments. And one day I was at home and I hear the doorbell and I peek out and it's the repo man. And I knew why this guy was here, this big burly guy. And so I quick called my dad and I said, oh my God, they're here to take my car away. And he goes, well, ask him if you can come down and get cash. I'll give you cash and you can give it to him. And so I said to this guy, like, please, I'm like crying. I'm 28 years old. Please let me just, my dad said he'll give me cash. And he was a really nice guy. And he said, ma'am, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And I just remember standing there sobbing and watching my car get hauled down the road on the back of a flatbed truck. And it was a devastating moment. And for years after that, I was thankfully able to drive my grandmother's used Volvo station wagon because she was in a home and didn't need to use it. And so when I tell you that Tesla is, I love that car. It's not who I am, but it is such a pleasure to get in and drive that car knowing where I came from. So Youngevity has all these different multiple streams of income. And if you're new to network marketing, some of these words won't make any sense whatsoever. But let me just tell you, it means that you can make a lot of money in a lot of different ways. Next slide, Paul. So we don't want you just to survive in Youngevity. We want you to thrive. And so when you purchase your very own CEO pack, you're now an independent business owner. And you're probably wondering, like me, great, but Denise, how do I get my money back? I just put out $500. I want to be able to get my money back and be, as my husband likes to say, playing on the house's money, right? So we have a very simple plan. First of all, you're going to go out and talk to 5 people who you love and admire, and people who are looking for a plan B, who are just as excited and inspired to create this as you are. And you'll enroll them with the CEO pack of their choice. And when they come in with their very own CEO pack, you will be making $100 on the first 3 people that you bring in. And then on your 4th and 5th person, you'll not only make the $100 fast start bonus, but you'll also make an additional $35 per person. And so now you'll have made $570. You'll have made back your initial investment of $500, and now you're ready to roll, right? Go ahead, Paul. So our coding bonus is so cool. And what's cool about it is that we want you to be able to make money while you're building your team. So you're going to be able to make money on the front end really quickly with the CEO coding bonus. And the other thing that's awesome is that it's paid weekly. So when you bring in 5 people with their own CEO packs, at that point, you're what's called a senior associate. You see that right there. And so on every CEO pack that you bring in and every CEO pack that's brought into your organization from your team, you're going to be making that $100 fast start bonus. But in addition, you're going to be making the $35 coding bonus. And every time you go up in rank, your coding bonus goes up as well. So out of every $500 that is spent with a CEO pack, Youngevity allocates $190 in coding bonuses. So the rank where Avelia and I are at, we make $290 on every CEO pack that goes out of our organization. It is so cool. Go ahead, Paul. So residual income is, when I first heard about network marketing about 25 years ago, I was a young mom, and somebody told me about residual income. Now, remember, I am the product of teachers, and teachers trade time for money. I had never heard about Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I had never heard of anything like that. And so the closest, it was probably, at some point, somebody told me that when Michael Jackson recorded Thriller, he got paid on every time that record, I'm dating myself, every time that record was played, he got a little royalty. And so when I heard about residual income, I equated it to basically royalties, right? You do the work once, you record the song once, and then you get paid over and over. That's a little bit like residual income. Here, you're leveraging the efforts of other people. So you're not just getting paid on what you personally sell, but you get a little bit of profit every time somebody on your team sells something. So looking at this diagram here, if you just take that 5 to Thrive concept, you can see 5 people, they maybe buy a Healthy Start pack, but it could be any products in Youngevity. And you get paid 8% on that first level of customers. You're making $60. Now, yeah, not a ton of money, but maybe you go out and get a manicure or something like that, have an inexpensive meal out on the town, right? But if you teach those 5 people to do what you've done, and those 5 people go out and get their 5 to Thrive, now you have 30 people in your organization, and you're making $360 a month. Now, let me just tell you, if I had been making an extra $360 in my spare time, I wouldn't have had my car repossessed. I think that my car payment back then was about $225 a month. And so an extra $360 a month, that would have been life-changing for me. So then if you duplicate that down one more level, and you have about 155 people in your organization at that point, you're making about $1,700 a month. Now, 95% of Americans, their life changes when they make an extra $2,000 a month. So you can see with that $1,600, that doesn't even include all the other streams of income that I showed you before. That doesn't include your coding bonuses. That doesn't include your car bonus. And so it's very simple to be able to learn how to make an extra $2,000 a month. And when I look at what $2,000 extra a month enables people to be able to do, it's amazing. That's when your life starts to shift. That's when you don't have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning wondering how you're going to pay your Comcast bill. Let me just tell you, I did not pay the Comcast bill when I was a young single mom. That was one of those bills that got moved to the bottom and they shut off the cable. So there were many a week that I only had like an extra $20 to be able to buy groceries. And to this day, one of my favorites, my son is now 27, one of my son's favorite meals is grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup, because that's what we ate an awful lot of. So I know that we start to change the fabric of communities with an extra $2,000 a month. All right, Paul, go on to the next slide, please. So we have an amazing system, and we want you to be successful.
Now, isn't this interesting? My logo on my site is very similar to this. Very interesting.
It's okay if you've never been in network marketing ever before. I hadn't. I hadn't been in network marketing when I got started. And so you may not know where to begin, but we're going to show you. And not only that, we have a program and a system to show you how to be successful. We can show you through our training modules how to get started, and you're going to use that same system to teach your team. So if you do well, we do well. And that's what I love about this profession. It's not cutthroat. There's no glass ceiling. Whatever effort you put in is going to come back to you. And nobody, I mean, even at Starbucks, they have like a 2-month training program to be able to pour coffee. So we don't expect you to be able to go out and do this on your own right away. That would be horrific, right? But if you become a product of the product and you're using the products and you love the products, we will teach you how to be able to build and grow your team so that you're successful. All right, Paul. So this is a fun slide, and you can see these are the ambassadors. And like I said earlier with Avelia, is such a blessing to be able to work with people that are positive, that are inspired, that are motivated. We are at different areas in the company, and we've all linked arms together to be able to train you, to be able to achieve the ambassador level as well. And I just want to tell you that, you know, I started out at zero, just like you're going to do. And I know that all of these people on this slide have started out at zero as well. And you heard from Avelia and her struggles as a little girl growing up and an alcoholic family. And what I want to tell you is I know every single person on this slide has had their own financial and personal struggles as well. Not only that, we're all family people. Tom and I have 3 grown children that thankfully all live in Colorado. And in addition, I am a grandmother. I have 3 grandchildren. I have a 7-year-old granddaughter, a 6-year-old granddaughter, and a 3-year-old grandson. Dr. Corey and Adrian Gold, he was a dentist before he found network marketing, and they have 2 grown children, 2 grown daughters, beautiful daughters. Cheryl Morley in the middle, she is married, lives in Virginia, and she has twins. She has a son, Justice, and her daughter, Angelica. They're both in performing arts, and they both sing like birds. Very jealous of that. My friends Scott and Juliet Fardulis live in Windsor, right up the road from Tom and I, and they have 3 children as well. They have Ashton, Blake, and Sienna, and they just sent their oldest off to college at the University of Colorado. And then, of course, Avelia and Dr. Louis Ariaza, like Avelia was sharing with you, Dr. Ariaza was a chiropractor, a very successful chiropractor with lots of different locations. And they found network marketing and have not turned back. They have 3 absolutely beautiful movie star sons, Fabian, Isaiah, and Elijah. And I always joke with her. I said, if you ever get sick of your boys, just send them out to me because they're such beautiful, lovely children. They feel like my own. So I'm really blessed to be able to work with my friends like this. And I just want to assure you that we all started out where you are right now. All right, Paul, next slide. So timing is important, and I am 52 years old. And one of the things that I spend a lot of time talking to my friends about is staying healthy. And so in addition to my health and wellness, we all know that the baby boomers are aging. And so the health and wellness industry is looking to become a $1 trillion industry by the year 2020. So it is on the upswing. Not only that, network marketing as a whole is an industry where over $160 billion of goods and services move through network marketing every single year. I didn't really realize that it is that big. So it's important to look at timing and to know that you want to join something that's on the rise and not on the decline, right? Go ahead, Paul. So my life is so extraordinary today. I was just out at, I call it the lake. My husband Tom and I are building a beautiful custom home on a lake on 2 acres just down the road from us. And it's a dream that I've had for over 30 years. And I just can't believe that this is my life. In addition, we have such a heart for our community. Every month I have an allocation of funds that I get to distribute to whatever nonprofit I am moved and inspired to help. And Tom and I both are really, really, we're just alcoholics and addicts, and the homeless are really close to our hearts. And so we spend a lot of time helping our communities and volunteering our time. And I wouldn't be able to do that without Youngevity. And frankly, as the daughter of teachers, I never thought I would have this life. And like Avelia said, you know, through the grace of God, I was shown this profession about 20 years ago, and Tom and I, we have the life we have today because we made an incredibly important decision 20 years ago. And we decided that we wanted to live our life by design and not by default. And it was a really scary decision. And I remember feeling really uncomfortable and nervous. And if you're feeling that way, it's okay. I felt that way too. And frankly, if you weren't nervous and you weren't scared, I would think you're a little weird, you know, because change is big and change is scary. So if you're feeling that way, I just want to assure you that it's okay and you can do it. I've done it, Avelia's done it, and not only that, we have a whole team of people that have done it, and we are here for you, and we're going to link arms, and we're going to do everything possible to help you be successful. So I just want you to ask yourself this: is your life today where you thought it would be 10 years ago?
No.
And if not, then you might want to course correct right now, because big dreams call for big action. And so I just urge you to really consider this plan B, to be able to create a life that you love, to be able to work with people that you love. You know, what would it be like to link arms with your best friend, with your sister, with your uncle, with, you know, people that you absolutely love? What would it feel like to be able to be excited when you wake up in the morning, to be able to change lives, not only from a financial standpoint, but also from a health standpoint? So what's going to happen right now is the person that brought you to this presentation, if you're face to face with them, they're going to turn to you and they're going to ask you how you want to get started. And they're going to ask you for your credit card. And then they're going to sit down with you and they're going to map out a success course with you, because we don't want you just to turn over your credit card and for us to walk away. The most important thing is that we sit down with you and we link arms and we become partners so that you can succeed and be able to create what you dream. Paul, will you go to the next slide, please? So here are my ambassador friends, and these are pictures all over the world. And I really actually, I want to be able to have like a blank slide up here with a little square and say, I'm saving that spot for you. Because if we have done it, you can do it as well. And I know that with our simple system that you'll be able to be successful. And I just want to welcome you to the Youngevity family and to be able to tell you that we are so excited to be able to see you thrive and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So thank you so much for being here. Paul, thank you for being our host, and Avelia, my sister, my beautiful friend. Thank you so much for your introduction, and you're just so darn smart and lovely. I just love you. So thank you guys so much.
All right, so there you are. Take it for what it's worth. Not everybody can do this. Not everybody can build relationships and work on this and make the money they need. Some people can, some people can't. And it is a numbers game. It is a relationship game. It is a persistent game, a determination game. Think about it. What is your plan for this upcoming year? How are you going to make the extra income you need to take care of yourself? It's Roger Mark from Village, Montana with Youngevity. Good day. I will put a link to my site there, and also we'll link to the other video that shows you how to sign up. Good day.